कितने मिनट 5 मिनट्स। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोधानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा कृष्ण प्रभु निताय गौर हरि गौर हरि कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता श्री राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। I seek the blessing of all the devotees. Actually, you all are very senior devotees. I thought वो हमारे कौन आरवीसी वॉइस मतलब मैं सुना दो तीन चार बच्चे रहेंगे. We will discuss, read and discuss. So I seek blessing of all of you. You know already many of you are very advanced already. So page number 17. No? So what generally you do? Like you we read together. Then one paragraph we'll read. So you all discuss, or I explain, or you said na कि sometime devotees also share. Acha. So I will ask first. You want to share something? The Vedas. Hmm. So before I begin. I just wanted to tell something like what was in recent. I was contemplation or hearing which inspired me. Like devotional service is not. Like Revtipati Prabhu was telling, na, कि भावना भावुक is a process, is science. Like who is that Narkasur, son of भगवान के बेटे थे ना. Who is Banasur is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. बलि महाराज के बेटे थे. Can you imagine? They are asurs, son of Krishna and son of महाजन. दो महाजन के घर में असुर पैदा हुए. How is it? अद्वैताचार्य के 6 बेटे थे, उसमें से 3 प्योर मायावादी थे. प्योर मायावादी. Can you imagine? So it's not like कि devotional service means it's like in पिताजी भक्त है तो हम भी बेटे भक्त बन जाएंगे. It's the process. If you follow, you will get the result. If you don't follow, you will be out like that. So we have to like that complete Madhurya Kandapani. You might know कि what happened at what stage. अभी आप 1 साल भक्ति किए हैं. If you are doing bhakti this way, then what you will get? You read that will be very nice. कि अधो श्रद्धा में क्या क्या होता है. Then साधु संग, then भजन क्रिया. भजन क्रिया में there are many things comes. So we should go through it. So it's a process, it's science. That's why many times people they tell कि अरे भक्ति में ये तो अंदर का बात है. We should अंदर से करो बस. No, we have to know. Knowledge is very important. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told specifically to the Goswamis, write the scriptures. So unless we have knowledge about what we are practicing, we will not get result. Like Atri Rishi के बारे में पता है? Actually, he was having knowledge, but he has not complete knowledge of what he is. Like he called, oh Jagdish, who is Jagdish? Please come and fulfill my desire. But he was not knowing who is Jagdish. And then all the three deities came, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And because they are controller, is it not? All three are controllers of different work, creation, maintenance, and destruction. So they all came, and he even after they came, he asked, "Tell me who is the supreme amongst you?" See, he is the great mystic. He stand on one leg for 100 years. So much austerity we cannot do. But by the mercy of Prabhupada, we know who is supreme at least. Is it not? So, right conception, the knowledge is also very important. So, that's why we should read Bhagavad these scriptures very nicely, understand. So, when we read, we get right conception. So, these teachings of Lord Chaitanya are this essence, like Prabhupada write in the prelude only, ki there is no difference between Bhagavad Gita and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is practical application of what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. So it Prabhupada write in the prelude, prologue. So we'll now read. So I read or you read. Acha, together we read. Acha, one devotee will read. Acha.
That beyond this cosmic manifestation, there are extensive planets and the spiritual sky. This material manifestation is regarded as only a small portion of the total creation. The material manifestation includes not only this universe, but innumerable others as well. But all the material universes combined comprise only one fraction of the total creation. The majority of the creation is situated in the spiritual sky. In the sky, innumerable planets float, and these are called Vaikuntha-lokas. In every Vaikuntha-loka, Narayana presides in the form of his four-armed expansions, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anirudh, and Vasudeva.
So this paragraph is specifically telling about the two worlds, material world and spiritual world. So like scientists they tell ki this world is all in all, like frog in the well. So no, from scripture you can understand this earth is just a mustard seed in compared to mustard seed in the bag of a whole mustard seed is this universe. So this earth, then if you read fifth canto you can understand the earth is one of the fraction of this universe, and like that there are millions and millions of universes. Like it comes from the pores of how many pores you see in your skin? Kitna रहेगा pores? Unlimited. And like when Mahavishnu exhales, like that millions of universes comes. And when he inhales, they go out. This is just Brahma's 100 years within just when he inhales and exhales. So can you imagine how much? And this is just what material world, one fourth, 25%. So how much that spiritual world will be, and who we are in front of so great. So generally people say, I am great. Who are you in front of uh, whole creation? Sometimes people want to become God, but that's why one should know first the greatness about the Lord. If one know the greatness, then only the respect, then only we can understand or try to become like first nine cantos tells about the greatness. Then only we can have the affection and sweetness. We can understand the sweetness of the Lord. Otherwise, that sweetness will like सहज है. We'll take सहज, we'll take easy. भगवान भी हमारे जैसे हैं, but no. But like if you have friend, साथ में आप जा रहे खेल रहे उधर कूद रहे कुछ, लेकिन when you understand अरे बाप रे, he is the son of prime minister, then see how much reverence will develop. फिर हम थोड़ा लाइटली लेंगे. That's happened to Arjuna and when he heard when he saw universal form, है ना, वो माफ कर दो ऐसे पूरा रोने लगे, इधर से ओबेसेंस, इधर से ओबेसेंस, नीचे ऊपर सबसे, मैंने बहुत कुछ कर दिया आपको, please forgive. So that's why this knowledge is very important, and the knowledge of, so can you imagine 7 days Sukdev Goswami Parikshit Maharaj have, and he want to hear what Krishna Katha. So why Sukdev Goswami didn't tell him directly Vrindavan pastime and Mathura में क्या हुआ, इस कुंज में क्या हुआ. He told what, how this creation happened, not only once, second canto, third canto, fifth canto, many times, creation, creation, creation. Why? Can anyone tell why? Yes, very nice. Unless we know the greatness, so how great the Lord is who is creating this so huge and so perfect universe, is it not? Everything is perfect in this world, and He is सोते सोते कर रहे सब. ऐसे नहीं कि पूरा मेहनत करना पड़ रहा है उनको. हमारे परम पूज्य भक्ति आश्रय वैष्णव महाराज बोल रहे थे कि भगवान सोते सोते सब करते हैं, है ना. महाविष्णु सोए हैं, उसके बाद में कौन से विष्णु है, शिरोदक्ष विष्णु क्षीर सागर में सोए हैं, उसके बाद में गर्भदक्ष में गर्भदक्ष में, सब सोते सोते काम करते हैं, और जब उठते हैं तो बस लीला करते हैं, उनको कुछ ऐसा मेहनत करने का काम नहीं है. सो व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग, हाँ, कि unless we know the greatness we cannot understand sweetness. And one more thing, we are in this material world, we cannot avoid matter. Can we avoid? We cannot avoid going out, so we have to deal with matter, is it not? So like Mayavadi just they say dry renunciation, कि give up, छोड़ दो सब, ये करो वो करो. But that is not ultimate solution, that is called dry renunciation. We have to know the connection of that matter to the supreme, then only we can survive, and we can advance, and we can surpass, and we can go out of this world. We should see the connection of that reflection to the original. We should see the connection of this material world to the Supreme Lord. We should see the connection of the this creation, this matter. This matter is also the energy of the Lord. Which verse Gita says? 7.3? No, 7.4. Bhumirapo analovayu. This is also my creation. External energy, internal energy, but both are energy of the Supreme Lord. Like people say Maya मतलब दुश्मन है. Like another, many religion they say कि Christian religion says कि वो जो माया है वो क्या बोलते हैं, सैटर्न. सैटर्न इज अपोज ये एंटी गॉड है, ऐसा ऐसा बोलते हैं. बट माया का ऐसा है क्या, माया इज सिस्टर ऑफ गॉड, शी इज द एनर्जी ऑफ द लॉर्ड, शी इज वर्किंग अंडर द लॉर्ड, इज इट नॉट? सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस knowledge of creation is very important. So Prabhupada writes, so in Vaikuntha planet there are Vishnus. Yes,
As stated before, the material universes are manifested by the Lord in the form of Mahavishnu. Just as a husband and wife combine to beget offsprings, the Mahavishnu combine with his wife Maya or material nature. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna states, Sarva yonishu konteya murtaya sambhavanti ya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija prajapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father. Bhagavad Gita 14.4.
so nothing can happen without connection of the Supreme Lord. His body is dead unless the Chinmay Atma is not spirit, is not in touch with the this matter. So external energy cannot work without the assistance of superior energy, is it not? So similarly, this universe also, even if it is got created, it cannot work by its own. The hand of spirit should be there. Without that, cannot it cannot work. So that now the process, now this paragraph is telling about the how now after the creation how the jivas are inserted into the universe. So ऐसा नहीं कि वो मतलब इधर ही थे, it got like many times it is very contradictory how it come to this world. So through the glance of the Mahavishnu, the jiva are like Prabhupada write ki impregnated, Lord impregnate the material nature with the living entity. And that जो glance है, that is Lord Shiva. So directly the Supreme Lord not get connected with the material energy. So that is the difference between the three deities, now Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Mahesh and Brahma, they get connected to the material energy, but Supreme Lord is never get connected with the material energy. He get connected through Lord Shiva. So that is the difference. So he is the father and material nature is the mother. You know, generally we say he where this, so he impregnated the material nature with the living entities. Next.
Vishnu Vishnu impregnated Maya or, or material nature simply by glancing at her. This is the spiritual method. Materially, we are limited to impregnate by only one particular part of our body, but the Supreme Lord Krishna or Mahavishnu can impregnate any part by any part. Simply by glancing, the Lord can conceive countless living entities in the womb of material nature. The Brahma Samhita also confirms that the spiritual body of the Supreme Lord is so powerful that any part of that body can perform the function of any other part. We can only touch with our hands or skin, but Krishna can touch just by glancing. We can only see with our eyes, we cannot touch or smell with them. Krishna, however, can smell and also eat with his eyes. When foodstuffs are offered to Krishna, we don't see him eating, but he eats simply by glancing at the food. We cannot imagine how things work in the spiritual world where everything is spiritual. It is not that Krishna does not eat or that we imagine that he eats. He actually eats, but his eating is different from ours. Our eating process will be similar to his when we are completely on the spiritual platform. On that platform, every part of the body can act on behalf of any other part.
Hmm. Which verse of Brahma Samhita? Huh? सकलेंद्रिय वृत्ति मनती थी पूरा मुझे भी नहीं पता। निकालो आप देखो एक बार ट्रांसलेशन के अंदर। अंगानि यस्य सकलेंद्रिय वृत्ति मनती। Hmm. हाँ, मेंटेन क्या हुआ? क्रिएट। See, this is the Lord. He can do any work through any senses. He can walk through his eyes. He can eat through his hands, his eyes. He can do anything. You know, so that's why that is the difference. We are now which soul? Conditioned souls. We have a lot of conditions. Like even if you want to fly, you cannot fly by your own. You cannot see without beyond some limits. So many limitations we have in this body. But when somebody follows the Lord's law, he can become free and free. He can get the freedom like Lord, like Narad Muni got the spiritual body. You know that famous pastime when Narad Muni visited Ravana, and Ravan बोल रहे थे, नारद मुनि मैं सुना हूँ सबको आप ब्रह्म विद्या बांट रहे हो, मुझे भी बताओ। बोले ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है, तद विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया, सेवा करो थोड़ा। बोले नहीं, कोई नहीं बोल सकता मेरे को, देयर इज नो वन टू से नो टू मी। सिखाता है कि मारो। देन ही टुक आउट हिज स्वॉर्ड और नारद मुनि को ऐसा मारे, तो वो तलवार पूरा अंदर से सब बाहर निकल गया, कुछ नहीं हुआ। नारद मुनि हंसने लगे, बोले स्पिरिचुअल बॉडी। सो दैट्स, एंड ही कैन फ्लाई एनीवेयर। अभी इधर तो कल वैकुंठ में है कि नहीं? अभी हमको इधर से मुंबई जाना है तो कितना कुछ करना पड़ेगा, बट ही कैन ट्रैवल। दैट फ्रीडम one get when one has the spiritual body. So this is how. And one more point I just remember, like many times people say कि this prakriti is working automatic, है ना? Something is working automatic, sun is rising automatic, water. But can you say, see, suppose if you want to know कि कैसे रेन गिरता है, पानी कैसे गिरता है, so wind, sunlight एंड वाटर, ये तीन मेन पैरामीटर रहते हैं ना। सन ग्लास करेगा तो क्या मिलता है, होता है, फिर इवापोरेशन होता है, देन विंड उसको ये करता है, फिर पानी गिरता है। बट थ्री, ऑल द थ्री आर डेड, इज इट नॉट? सो कैन डेड मैटर मूव्स इटसेल्फ? क्या अभी ये घड़ी इधर रखा है वो खुद से हिलने लगेगा? ये माइक ऐसा है तो क्या ये ऐसे खुद ही हिलने लगेगा? नो, नथिंग dead can move without the touch of the spirit. That's why this whole creation is working under the supervision, like maintain and manifest. So this is the supreme touch, the spiritual touch should be there, otherwise it will not possible. So this is one thing. And Prabhupada is telling about the many time people say कि अरे क्या तुम ऐसा प्लेट रख देते हो, उसके बाद में 10 मिनट के बाद प्रसाद बन जाता है। भगवान खाते हैं क्या? खाते हैं? कैसे खाते हैं? देख के खाते हैं ना। सो पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति अस्नामि प्रयतात्मना, है ना? So when something is offered to the Lord with love and devotion, two times that in that verse love comes, so then I accept. Krishna says I accept. So one time Srila Prabhupada was asked by one person, कुछ भी बोलते हो, बोले ऐसे कैसे, ऐसा प्लेट रख देते हो एंड अल्टर मन होता है, घंटी बजता है, 10 मिनट के बाद बोलते प्रसाद हो गया, आई डोंट एक्सेप्ट। सो प्रभुपाद सेड, टू whom I will live, the rascal like you or the supreme lord? Supreme lord is telling in Gita, I have accept. So whom should I believe, you or you rascal, or the supreme lord? So that's how. So he accepts through the eyes, just by glancing. But the condition is we should offer it at by love and devotion. That anybody want to share something can share also in between. Pro exalted souls, और कुछ बताना है तो बता सकते हैं बीच में, एनीथिंग? ओके, read. So speed is little fast we should do, or it's okay ना? नहीं तो फिर नेट पूछता, यू आर सिस्टमेटिक पीपल ना, 80-20 प्रो, ज्यादा एक्सप्लेनेशन हो रहा है, कम एक्सप्लेनेशन हो रहा है, यू कैन टेल नाइस 80-20 जनरली करते हैं ना, 80-20, 80% रीडिंग, 20% एक्सप्लेनेशन। दिस Like we do it in like we do when we do breeding that time, but it is different from that.
Vishnu does not require anything in order to create. He does not require the goddess Lakshmi in order to give birth to Brahma, or Brahma is born from lotus flower which grows from the navel of Vishnu. The goddess Lakshmi sits at the feet of Vishnu and serves him. In this material world, sex is required to produce children, but in the spiritual world, one can produce as many children as he likes without having to take help from his wife. Because we have no experience with spiritual energy, we think that Brahma's birth from the navel of Vishnu is simply a fictional story. We are not aware that spiritual energy is so powerful that it can do anything and everything. Material energy is dependent on certain laws, but spiritual energy is fully independent.
See, so much is there. Now you can speak two lines. There are 5 6 concepts of covered. Like first is you read. मतलब आप बताओ कौन बताएगा? Who will tell? Hmm. Like he does not require the help of goddess of fortune. है ना? ब्रह्मा जी बेटा बन गए. उनको माता पिता कौन थे? विष्णु ही थे. But he accepts Mother Lakshmi as mother. But he does not appear from the womb. You know, generally people they take birth from the womb of the mother. But here, but nowadays people they test tube, but that is also they have to take the material and put in the womb. In so Lord is does not need. So that this point one should know. This is what greatness. कि भगवान क्या क्या कर सकते हैं और मैं क्या क्या नहीं कर सकता हूँ. Is it not? So that is very essential to know. Because many times when I like few months back I went to Pandharpur and I was in queue to take darshan. There was one like person who is like Maharashtra में कीर्तनकार बोलते हैं. He was like a प्रवचनकार in Maharashtra. So I just have talk. मैं बोला कि क्या करेंगे? माला भी हो नहीं रहा था. मैं उनसे बात करने लग गया. Then I was स्पीकिंग की क्या आपका फिर फिलोसॉफी मतलब है और व्हाट अल्टीमेट लाइक आई टोल्ड साध्य साधना एंड संबंध व्हाट इज द गोल साध्य क्या है आप ही सेड बिकम गॉड लाइक दैट ही इज टोल्ड चलिए मैं बोला अरे मैं भी महाराष्ट्र मैं बोला कि अभी विट्ठल के बाद जा रहे विट्ठल बनना है आपको नहीं वो ऐसा नहीं बोले मैं बोला कैसा फिर बोले, ऐसा आपको समझना पड़ेगा उसके लिए लेवल चाहिए ऐसे बोले cannot understand it right now. See, that's why this difference is. I told this. Can you, matlab, like you can remain without water for 1 month or 5 days or one day? How can you say you can become God? Can you create baby without help of woman? Can you like this? This point we should know what the Lord can do and what we cannot do. How can we become God? है कि हाउ क्या अरे प्रभुपाद बोले टूट एक आता है तो दवाखाने में जाना पड़ता है एंड ही इज टेलिंग आई एम गॉड एंड अनदर पॉइंट व्हाट इज देयर अदर डिवोटी एनर्जी हाँ हाँ इज यस फिक्टिशियस है ना दिस इज माइथोलॉजी ये सब है ना कैसे तो कैसे ये हो जाएगा कैसे ये हो जाएगा इट्स लाइक दैट दे मेनी टाइम्स दिस इज लाइक फ्रॉग इन द वेल व्हाट आई कैन नॉट डू नो वन कैन डू है ना मैं जो कर सकता हूँ वही भगवान भी कर सकते हैं लाइक दैट दे कंपेयर पीपल मनुष्य कौन सा वर्ष है 9.11 मानुषम तन्माश्रिता अवजानंती मामूढ़ा मानुषम तन्माश्रिता उसके आगे परम भाव मानुषम तन्माश्रिता 9.11 देखो they put the Lord on the same level as himself themselves है ना कि जेल में प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ गया तो वो भी कैदी बन गया ऐसा सोच what they cannot do they think the same apply the same logic they apply on put on the Supreme Lord. So that's why some like some extraordinary thing they consider it is mythology. कैसे आपके लॉर्ड 80-90 हाई इससे कूदते हैं और कुछ नहीं होता उनको, है ना? भगवान कृष्ण बलराम कूदे थे, कैसे छोटा गोवर्धन छोटा बालक उठा दिया? दे डोंट हैव फेथ बिकॉज दे थिंक वो भी हमारे जैसे है कि नहीं? बट इट इज नॉट. सो ही कैन डू एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, है कि नहीं? कुछ भी कर सकते हैं वो. That is another point. So he is fully independent. Spiritual energy is fully independent. So this is how अभिज्ञ स्वराट. He is अभिज्ञ स्वराट, है ना? जन्माद्यस्य अन्वयादितरश्चार्थेषु अभिज्ञ स्वराट. He can do anything and everything. He can change your karma also. He can do anything like that. Many things can be done. Read next verse. Next paragraph.
In the 10th and 11th verses,
Brahma born. Brahma is born from the navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Brahma is born from the navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, who is but a partial manifestation of Mahavishnu. Countless universes reside like seeds within the skin pores of Mahavishnu. When he exhales, they are all manifest. In the material world, we have no experience of such a thing, but we do experience a perverted reflection in the phenomenon of perspiration. We cannot imagine, however, the duration of one breath of Mahavishnu, for within one breath, all the universes are created and annihilated. But Brahma only lives for the duration of one breath. According to our time scale, 4 432 years constitute only 12 hours of Brahma, and Brahma lives 100 of his years. Yet the whole life of Brahma is contained within one breath of Mahavishnu. Thus, it is not possible for us to imagine the breathing power of Supreme Lord. That Mahavishnu is but partial manifestation of. What is the age? 311 trillion 40 billions years ब्रह्मा का एज है. अभी ऐसा कोई सोच सकते हैं क्या? So unless one have accept this Shabda Brahman, we cannot comprehend. Is it not? This is like 311 trillion 40 billions year ब्रह्मा जी का एज है, और हमारा कितना है? 70-80 भी नहीं है अभी. So and see एज उतना है, उनका ब्रेन भी उतना ही, मतलब फास्ट एंड वेरी इंटेलिजेंट ऑल्सो ही. So what is our position? We can understand from this. Okay. Then, so this is the breathing power of Lord Vishnu. We breathe, what comes? Nothing comes. Only air comes. But he breathes from his pores, create so many universes come. And that universes is not like a dead. Dead है, लेकिन how much perfect can you imagine? कितना perfect है? PVT condition पूरा सब everything is perfect. तो है ना, पार्ट एंड पार्सल. पार्सल मतलब पार्ट एंड पार्सल क्यों? पार्ट भी है, पार्सल भी है. मतलब पार्सल मीन्स दिस बॉडी इज ऑल्सो कंप्लीट. इस मतलब वो एक पार्ट है, लेकिन वो पूरा कंप्लीट पार्ट है ना? इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, इतना सारा इंद्रिय है हमारे, बट दे आर वर्किंग टुगेदर सो नाइसली. कोई कंपनी में बना सकते हैं कि आँख, नो, ब्लड कैन नॉट बी मेड, है कि नहीं? आईज, so much intricacies within just our body. Can you imagine like that? There are कितना species है? So many, and they are working so nicely. So this is through the pores is coming. और उनको नहीं कि ऐसा मतलब अभी आपको कुछ प्रोग्राम लिखना है इसके लिए, घड़ी के लिए कितना कुछ दिमाग ये करना पड़ता है. दैट ब्रेन also given by the Supreme Lord. That brain is also creation of the Supreme Lord. That comes through the pores. Our pores perspiration, पसीना आता है, हमको भी स्नान करना पड़ता है. So how can we become God? Is it not? So how he is great. So read next.
In the 10th and 11th verses, Krishna is
Thus,
thus it is not possible for us to
thus, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami discusses
Acha. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami discusses Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Lord Nityanand as Balram, the first expansion of Krishna. Advaita Acharya, another principal disciple of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, is accepted as an expansion of the Mahavishnu. Thus, Advaita Acharya is also the Lord, or more precisely, an expansion of the Lord. The word Advaita means non-dual, and his name is such because he is non-different from the Supreme Lord. He is also called Acharya, teacher, because he disseminated Krishna consciousness. In this way, he is just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although Chaitanya is Sri Krishna himself. He appears as a devotee to teach people in general how to love Krishna. Similarly, Advaita Acharya appeared just to distribute the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Thus, he is also the Lord incarnated as a devotee. Krishna is manifested in 5 different expansions, and he and all of his associates appear as devotees of the Supreme Lord in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Srivas, and others. In all cases, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of all energy for all his devotees. Since this is the case, if we take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the successful execution of Krishna consciousness, we are sure to make progress. One devotional song by Narottam Das Thakur states, "My dear Lord Chaitanya, please have mercy upon me. There is no one who is as merciful as you. My plea is most urgent because your mission is to deliver fallen souls, and no one is more fallen than I. I beg priority."
which song? Every day we sing. पतिता पावना हेतु तव अवतार मौसम पथिता प्रभु न पाइबे आर. अच्छा ट्यून में गाते बट द मीनिंग इज वन शुड फील इट. Actually, do you think that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, when he said कि I am not, I am less than the stool in worm in the stool, so he was just telling for the sake of telling? No, he feel it. Actually, that degree humility he has. So humility is price to purchase Krishna. So when one develops this humility, then only he can get the mercy. Because devotional path is the path of mercy. Nothing is achieved on this path. Everything is received. We cannot understand this book by reading. This book is called revealed scriptures. This reveal, and that revelation happen when we have mercy. That's why when we hear, there are many things. How that is, there is difference between spiritual hearing and material hearing, ordinary hearing. So the first and the fundamental constituent of part of hearing is submissiveness. Submissiveness means one should have, one should not, just like sometimes when we sit in the class, we sometimes अरे वही बोलेंगे, अभी आए हैं वही बोलेंगे, वही चल रहा है सब, है कि नहीं? Sometimes we close the door of our heart to hear. Sometimes we make plan in the class कि आज ये करना है वो करना है, चलने दो formality. Sometimes we may feel we may be humble in the class, we may hear, but we have closed the eye. That submission is required. Submission means कि actually even though I know it, but I don't have realization. So, oh Lord, please give me the, like Prabhupada used to sit in the class. He does not able to comprehend the class of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati so high, but he was there in the class to hear. That was recognized by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He likes to hear, and because of that blessings, he did the wonders. Similarly, so our who Rupa Sanatan went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. दांत में ये देख के बोले कि हमें जापता पता रहे कि आई डोंट नो हु एम आई, व्हाई एम आई सफरिंग. People they tell us we are panditas. So do you think they don't know anything? सबको पता है. पहले एक दो बच्चे कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में 2-3 दिन में आ गए तो हमको पता चल जाता कि वी आर नॉट दिस बॉडी, वी आर सोल. And because Trita sab pata hai, but he was telling ki I don't know. So that realization will come when one have submission. That's why that three things, tadvidhi pranipadena pariprashnana sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshana. Tadvidhi pranipadan pariprat, that pranipad should be there. Pariprashnana and then sevaya. Seva pranipad, that humility, that one should understand कि that who am I, from whom I am hearing, at least little he is more than me. Otherwise the potential difference ऊपर से नीचे है ना, पानी नीचे से नीचे ऊपर से नीचे गिरता है. If you understand, अरे मेरे को सब पता है, I know syndrome, वो है ना सबको, I know everything. क्या बताएंगे फिर इसके बाद ये होगा, उसके बाद वो I know syndrome, इसको बोलते क्या बोलता है, कौन सा syndrome? I know syndrome. मेरे को सब पता है, then nothing will happen. Ramchandrapuri know everything, is it not? But what was the result? Nothing. He got the curse. Is it not? South Indian Brahmana was nothing, was knowing, but he got the direct mercy of the Lord. That's how this process work. Submission is there. Submission is very important. Then sevaya, prashnana sevaya. Then one become qualified to ask the question. Not to in the mood of challenging. One should ask in the mood of submission. That's how we grow in Krishna consciousness. Not in challenging mood or something. So this is first thing. Submissiveness. When that submissive attitude, see, so much logic Arjuna gave in first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, but unless he surrender, he he was baffled. So that's why that submission, the Supreme Lord, is very very important. Then one should. And the second point Rajesh was saying, ki intelligence also is very important. One should not sit and just for the sake of sitting. One should apply brain also. Ki, and one should ask the question also. And one should think कि what I'm hearing I'm applying, कुछ हो रहा है कि नहीं, भक्ति में आगे बढ़ रहा हो कि नहीं. One should contemplate also. One should hear from right source, and like that there are many things. 3-4 points Prabhuji was telling, but these two are very relevant. So I thought to share because that point comes. So one should. Oh, sorry, we are exceeded the time. 1 minute. इधर लिखा है 11. So last point, what I want to tell, one should develop. One should, unless one read and hear about someone, he cannot know about that person. So why the foreigners, they grow so much within short time? Because they have complete faith on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bhagwan hai. But Indians, they have problem because we have not heard. वो पूरा खाली दे, हम पूरा भरे हैं, हमें पूरा कंफ्यूजन है कि कौन है सुप्रीम. Is it not? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. So one should read, hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there are many evidences. That one thing I wanted to say. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now Gaur Purnima is coming. It's the right time to read and hear about Gauranga Mahaprabhu. One should. Please forgive if I have told a little idhar ka udhar ka, and thank you Prabhu, Aman Prabhu na kya? नहीं, Kapil Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity.